I guess what you need to understand as someone who may have some role in a hiring process or decisions on who gets appointed as a volunteer or a driver for our church or whatever it might be, is that you can't put a name into a computer and reliably know whether this is a good person or not. Now, that doesn't mean that these records are worthless at all. On the contrary, due diligence would require, in my estimation, that these kinds of records be checked. But the fact of the matter is that they're not complete. They don't give you the whole story in some cases. And the real problem is that you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know if things are missing. Maybe instead of this background check that we did with the company that we use, I ought to check the local records in Poughkeepsie, New York. All right? And I think those steps, you know, the face-to-face interview, the actual conversation or phone call to the previous employer, checking if the reference even knows that he or she has been listed as a reference, I think those are still very valuable and will yield information that no computerized criminal history check will yield. So what I would urge you to do, if you have a role in the hiring process, I'd urge you to talk with your colleagues about this. Think about how you're using these kinds of records. Understand that they may not be complete and thorough, and understand that the good human judgment in reviewing these kinds of records and checking with previous employers and in doing your due diligence with people who've been listed as references are still incredibly valid and incredibly useful tools in making these kinds of decisions.